BYIC, MMU Cyberjaya have a social media platform account which are Facebook and Instagram. Please click the link to stay up to the date with any future events organized by BYIC. BYIC and MMU Cyberjaya appreciate all the support. Stay tuned to the end of our crypto talk today, as we will have a photo session with our guest speaker and a Kahoot Quiz. 3 lucky winners will walk away with 50 ringgit worth of Bitcoin. Without further ado, let me introduce to you our guest speaker, Mr. Ross Stephenson. He is the Community and Education Lead at Luno, Malaysia. He's passionate about educating people about cryptocurrency and helping them to upgrade their financial literacy. Mr. Ross graduated with a Bachelor in Psychology from Help University and further pursued a Master in Educational Psychology at University Malaya. While going through his education, Mr. Ross also maintained his personal business of being a professional MC and entertainer. However, with the recent COVID-19 pandemic, Mr. Ross has had to pivot to another industry. After introduced to the interesting world of cryptocurrency, Mr. Ross decided to dedicate his time and to educating people and helping them to understand crypto better, because he believes it is the future. And together with Luno, Mr. Ross wants to help people upgrade their finance knowledge. In his spare time, Mr. Ross enjoys hiking and combine his hair to perfection. Over to you, Mr. Ross.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. Thank you so much. Can I just confirm that you can hear me and you can see my slides?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, wonderful. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome. My name is Ross. Thank you so much, Mr. MC, for the lovely introduction. I am the Community and Education Lead for Luno, Malaysia. I know whenever I start a session, I always have to mention that, yes, my hair is real. If you can see it, sometimes very hard to fit my full hair into the Zoom screen. But yes, 真的不是假的, real one. Because I know all the Chinese students love to say, "Wow, 你的看的头发真的是假的,真的 real one." See, I pull cannot come out one, right or not? So anyway, enough about my hair. You can ask me questions about my hair later. If you have any questions throughout the event, I will answer at the end of today's session, right? So if you have, because usually when I'm explaining, sometimes people have questions, which is great. But save your questions for the end so that we can do that together after the quiz and after the picture. Now, first thing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not giving financial advice. What do I mean by that? Whatever I talk about cryptocurrency today, I'm going to mention things like Bitcoin, Ethereum. That is not financial advice, meaning that doesn't mean I talk about it, you must buy or you must sell. No. You need to learn what these things are, right? Learn what these things are. So I'm here to just educate you, to show you, to help you understand better. Okay, before we go any further, I'd love to ask a survey question. How many of you here in the audience, you already own some kind of cryptocurrency? If you do, say yes. If you have never bought before any kinds of crypto, can you say no in the chat? So either say yes or no. Okay, I am curious to see. So let me see inside the chat, put in the chat box. Okay, I see a lot of no's. Okay, I see mostly majority no. Some people yes. Fawaz said yes. Satvika said yes. Sausan said, yeah, okay, but a majority no. Okay, majority no. And that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. In fact, for those of you who said no, I'm more excited because this presentation is really for you guys, right? Oh, by the way, Mr. MC, is the session being recorded?
Yes, it is.
Okay, fantastic, wonderful. So I'm very excited, especially for those of you who never tried before, because I would like to help you understand better, right? For those of you who already own some crypto, don't worry. Take this class as a refresher to help you explain more to your friends. Okay, now today's talk, I'll cover very quickly my personal story, just a short part, the evolution of money. What is Bitcoin? How does it work? Is it valuable? Regulations, quiz prizes, and also a Q&A session. Okay, so when you think about crypto, I would like all of you to think about Luno, right? Luno is the company where I work. Luno is the first regulated cryptocurrency exchange in Malaysia. Yeah, the first regulated crypto exchange in Malaysia. So let me just open this so I can see your comments. Now, in 2017, I first heard the word Bitcoin in 2017, many years ago. But when I first heard this word, I thought Bitcoin was likely to crash. I thought, hey, what is this Bitcoin? Where got money, digital money got so much value? I said on my Facebook publicly, 6 December 2017, Bitcoin is going to crash. Why did I say that? I explained. I said many of the articles I've read online are complex. Until date, I can't fully wrap my head around it. So what's my problem? My problem is here, I read about it, I don't understand. And when I don't understand, I say, this is fake lah, fake money. Where got meaning one? No value. And so I didn't buy. How I regret. Imagine if I bought from 2017 till now. Wow, I can retire already, millionaire. Well, maybe lah, not confirmed, but maybe. Now, today, 2021, I started working at the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the whole of Malaysia, Luno, Malaysia. This is already 2022, but I started working there at 2021, right? How did I change my opinion? In 2017, I don't believe. In 2021, I believe suddenly. Why? Why did it change after 4-5 years? Well, hopefully, as I share more about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, you will also come to understand and see why I changed my opinion. In order to understand, we need to also look at our current financial system. You see, our financial system today, your Maybank, CIMB, Touch and Go, everything, it was built for a non-digital age, correct? But now digital disruption is happening. I give you a simple example. Many years ago, if you want to call a taxi, do you know how your parents used to call taxi? They must go open the big book, find the taxi number, call the taxi, they go and call the other taxi drivers near PJ or KL or wherever, and then the driver come to your house. Very slow, very mafan, correct or not? But nowadays, you want to call taxi, what do you use? Grab, right? Last time got Uber and Grab, now just Grab, straight away from your fingertips. So we call this as digital disruption. And it's happening to the financial age as well. But we look at the past to help us understand how we got to where we are today. The first system of finance in the world is called the barter trade. Barter trade. My grandmother, by the way, my grandmother used to use barter system. My grandmother is Portuguese from Malacca. By the way, anyone here from Malacca? If you're from Malacca, let me know in the chat so I can see. Malacca got slogan, you know, don't mess with Malacca. Same one, don't mess with my grandmother. She's a very strict one. So she used to use barter trade because those days in Malacca, kampong village, they didn't have much money. They didn't have much money. So she would grow her own vegetable, go to the pasar and exchange her vegetable with the chicken seller uncle eggs, right? And she would use that to survive. Then after that, instead of butter, we use coins because butter is very mafan, very hard to keep food for long, right? So now we use coins instead. Coins is our medium of exchange, our medium of currency. Gold coin, silver coin, copper coin, whatever coin. Then we went one step further to paper money, right? Paper money easier to carry, right? So then we evolved some more. We went credit cards, plastic money. Then we went one step further. We went to e-wallets. How many of you use e-wallets here? Can you type in the comments? What is your most used e-wallet? Is it Touch and Go, Grab, Shopee, Fave? Can you type it in the comments and let me see? Which is the e-wallet that you guys use the most? Majority of you use. Got out the comments. Is anybody writing comments? How come I cannot see?
Mr. Ross, I think your second device joined the wrong meet.
Oh, no wonder. Oh, okay. Shopee Pay, TNG, Boost. Okay. My second device, you're absolutely right. Join the wrong meeting. Let me go and join the correct meeting. Which is the correct meeting? 1 second. I'm trying to read your comments using my phone. That's why I was like, why my phone cannot see the comment? Okay, hold on. Let me join. Okay. Now I got it. Testing. Okay, so yeah. Oh no, there's an echo then. I will just ignore. Okay, so I think for me to read the comments, I have to exit. So never mind, let me just look at the comments briefly. So there's Big Pay, TNG, Big Pay, Touch and Go. Touch and Go till today cannot upload with the card from the app. And then Shopee Pay and so on and so forth, right? So the point here is that, you know, we use a lot of e-wallets today. E-wallets is the new step in the evolution of finance. So my question to you is, what do you guys think comes next, right? We started with barter, then we went to coins, then paper, then plastic, then e-wallet. What do you think comes next in the evolution of finance? In our opinion at Luno, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin started the revolution, right? The revolution of transforming how finance looks today. As you can see, year after year, finance is always evolving, right? Always changing. So we need to be ready. Now, what is Bitcoin? Big question. What is Bitcoin? Here is how I will define Bitcoin in 3 simple words: digital, decentralized, and currency. Digital, decentralized, currency. Now, let me explain each of the words. Digital, I think we all understand already, right? If I take my phone, I take a picture of a flower. The flower in real life is physical. The picture of the flower is digital, right? It's something that exists online on the internet. So Bitcoin is the world's first fully digital currency. There is no physical Bitcoin. Even though I have the picture here, actually don't have any physical Bitcoin. It's actually fully digital. Now, the word currency, let's explain this one first. Currency is anything that you use to buy and sell stuff, right? It's a medium of exchange. Originally, when Bitcoin was first created, it was created to be a currency. Today, usually people view Bitcoin as an investment, and I'll talk about that later. But we started Bitcoin as a currency, use it to buy and sell stuff, okay? Now, the middle word here is the difficult word, decentralized. Honestly, if you understand this word, you will understand the whole cryptocurrency philosophy. So let me explain it using two examples, okay? There are two games being played over here. On the left is a game of Monopoly. On the right is a game of chess. Let's explain the game of Monopoly first. I'm sure many of you have seen or played Monopoly, right? In the Monopoly game, everybody is a player except one guy. One guy is the banker. Now, this is known as a centralized system. In Malaysia, who is our main bank? Bank Negara Malaysia. In US, Federal Reserve, right? Every country has a single banking system authority that controls the flow of money. Who prints all the ringgit in Malaysia? Bank Negara. In US, Federal Reserve. Someone has to be in charge of it. So in the game of Monopoly, it's the same way. The banker is in charge of the flow of money in the game. You want to buy a house, you want to rent your house, you want to collect your salary, everything goes through the banker. What if he makes a mistake? Who's going to catch him? And that's where you see a lot of corruption in the world of centralization. Now, let's talk about decentralized. Decentralized is like this chess game. Anybody know which Netflix series this is from? You can comment in the chat if you know. It's from The Queen's Gambit. Excellent series. It's on Netflix. Please go watch it. Now, if you play professional chess, you will notice that they are writing some stuff down on this piece of paper. What are they writing down? Do you know what they're writing down? They're actually writing down every single move in the game. When she moves a piece, they write it down. He moves a piece, they write it down. So that nobody can cheat. She is watching him, he is watching her. They can't cheat because they're keeping each other in check. Another word that we use to describe this is called peer-to-peer, which is why sometimes you will see people refer to Bitcoin as a peer-to-peer form of currency. It's between me and you. Notice in the game here, there is no referee, there is no banker, there is no authority that's watching the game. Each player has the responsibility to watch each other play, and they record all the moves. That is what a decentralized system looks like. Everybody participate together. No banks, no countries, no government. You want to join? You join. Anybody can be a part of the network. And that's how Bitcoin works. Now, Bitcoin in action looks quite interesting. But before I answer that, question for all the audience. How long do you think international money transfers take? Okay? How many days or how many minutes or how many hours? Can you all write it in the comments? Write it in the comments. Let me see the comments here. Okay, Brian said 24 hours. Wow, Brian, I want to know which banks you're using can transfer overseas in 24 hours. Tangling says 2 to 3 days. Jingjae says 3 to 5 days. Zue says 2 to 3 days. Ahmad Fawaz said 5 minutes. 5 minutes? Fawaz, I want to know which bank you're using, Fawaz. 5 minutes, man, that's impressive. Okay, so let's go back to my slides. Now, when it comes to transferring money internationally, let's say Malaysia, US, whatever, it usually takes about 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 business days, business days. This is how it works. The bank in Malaysia will communicate with the bank in whether Netherlands, US, Germany, doesn't matter. And they'll say, hey, I'm sending you 100 ringgit. What will other banks say? Hey, I don't accept ringgit. I don't accept ringgit. Please convert to USD first. And so it will ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, finally arrive here after about 2 to 3 days, right? It's not as fast. I don't know where Fawaz. I want to know which bank you're using. 5 minutes. I just want to use that bank, right? But usually central authorities like this take a few business days to process transactions across the internet, across international borders. But when it and I can show you proof, right? I have a PayPal account in the US, and my US PayPal account, I have 100 ringgit, that's 197 ringgit, and I wanted to withdraw it. It took 2 to 3 business days for me to withdraw the money. 2 to 3. Hey, it's less than 100 ringgit. Why should I wait 2 to 3 days just to touch my money? It's my money. If I want it, I should have it. But that's not the case in real life. Real life, it takes time. Now, how does a Bitcoin transfer work? It's a little bit different. Remember the chess example? There is no government or bank controlling the Bitcoin network. It's controlled by everyone who puts their computer and join the network. So what happens? Let's say this girl, Alice, she wants to send 100 Bitcoins to Bob. What happens? She will send the transaction. The transaction goes onto the network. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. every computer that is connected to the network to process transactions receives the notification. Ding! Hey, Alice wants to transfer 100 Bitcoins to Bob. Someone in Germany, hey, Alice wants to transfer 100 Bitcoins to Bob. Someone in Russia, hey, Alice is transferring Bitcoin. Someone in Malaysia, someone in China, someone in Vietnam. All the computers around the world will receive the notification. Once they process the transaction and confirm, yes, Alice has transferred 100 Bitcoins to Bob, ding, Bob's wallet will appear with the transaction. And you can transfer anywhere in the world. As long as you have an internet connection, you can transfer Bitcoin. And it can take up to instant, up to a few minutes, up to 60 minutes, right? If you use Luno, by the way, Luno to Luno, if you have a Luno account, I have a Luno account, I can transfer Bitcoin to you instantly. I snap my fingers, it's transferred for free. For free. Don't have to pay a single cent. In central institutions like banks, you want to transfer to another bank, they'll cost money, especially international transfers. So, how is this made possible? This is all thanks to a new technology called the blockchain, right? The internet was a new technology, right? Old technology was like sending email. Sorry, not email, pula. Sending letters, right? Letters was old-fashioned technology. Email is the new technology. So blockchain is a new type of technology. But what makes it special compared to previous types of technology? The blockchain is actually a record of all Bitcoin transactions from the beginning of time until now. It is a record. It's like a receipt book. And this receipt book cannot cheat one. Cannot cheat. Why? Because it is immutable and decentralized. Let me explain with an example. I will show you what the blockchain looks like. Okay, we can actually see the technology in action. My internet is a bit slow. Okay, so blockchain. Okay, let me load it. Wow, internet is very slow today. Okay, let me wait a few seconds. Come on, come on. Time to get a new internet. I'm using Unify today, but usually it's fine. I don't know why today is a little bit slow. Never mind. We'll let that load. We'll let that load later. We'll go back to the slides. Later when it loads, then I can come back and show you what the blockchain looks like. So the blockchain is a record, like a receipt book of all Bitcoin transactions from the beginning until today. The word immutable here is special because immutable means cannot edit, cannot change. You know, when you type a Word document, right? Let's say you're doing assignment for MMU, right? You type a document, then you made a mistake. Oh no, I made a mistake. What do? Control Z, undo the mistake, correct? I can undo my mistake, I can edit the mistake, I can change, make sure it's correct. In the blockchain, once you do a transaction, like just now, Alice sent 100 Bitcoin to Bob. Once the transaction is confirmed, it cannot be changed. It is immutable. That's what it means, right? Cannot be changed, cannot be edited. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, imagine all the politicians in Malaysia, once they do a business transaction, cannot change, cannot edit, cannot hide. Everybody can see. I think we will solve corruption instantly, right? Don't you think so? The other thing about the blockchain is that it's decentralized. Decentralized means that it's not owned by a single person or in a single place. It's on the internet. Everybody can access. Everybody can see it. Okay, let me see if the website has loaded or it's still not loaded. Okay, that is loaded. So we go to the blockchain explorer over here. So explorer. Wow, today is super slow. Why? Close this tab. Blockchain explorer. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what the blockchain looks like. Can you guys see here? Latest blocks. By the way, is my screen sharing appropriately, Mr. MC? Can you confirm? You can see my screen. Okay, here is actually the blocks in the blockchain. Can you see the word blocks here? It's loading very, very slowly. But if it loads, hopefully you guys will be able to see. This is what I referred to by the blockchain. It's just each block is like a receipt of transactions. All the transactions that are happening in the world are all recorded in these blocks. Oh my, of all the days you want your Unify to work properly, and then today it doesn't work. Sad. Okay, never mind. Okay, we'll come back to that later. I don't want to waste too much time there. But later I'll show you guys what it looks like. But what I want you to remember is that it's a record which is immutable and decentralized, and it's on the internet. Anybody can take a look. You cannot hide the blockchain. Now, sometimes people get confused between the word blockchain and the word crypto. So what does the two words mean? Blockchain, like I said, is the technology, right? It's a new technology that is being produced. Crypto is built on top of this technology, right? So blockchain is like a car engine. Crypto is like the different brands of cars. You got Ferrari, Rolls-Royce, Mercedes, BMW, whatever it is. So you can have thousands and thousands of different types of cryptocurrencies in the world, but blockchain is the technology that powers it. All of it comes on the blockchain. Now, next question. Is Bitcoin valuable? Is Bitcoin valuable? Okay, I want you guys to type into the chat. Is Bitcoin valuable? Yes or no? Please type your answers in the chat. Let me see. Let me come and see. Is Bitcoin valuable? Yes or no? Okay, Jen Chong said yes. Fawaz said yes. Shazwani said yes. Someone said maybe. Tengling said maybe. Okay, yes. Okay, I'll ask some opinions. Okay, Ahmad Fawaz bin Afendi, you said yes. Fawaz, can you share with all of us? Unmute your mic and tell me, why is Bitcoin valuable to you? Why do you think it's valuable?
I think that we have to account for the amount of energy it takes for you to produce Bitcoin. So that
Okay.
should be considered when we're giving it value.
Okay, good. So you're considering it from a term of how much energy it takes to produce. How much energy? Okay, that's fine. That's one of the ways to look at it. Some people said yes, some people said no, some people said maybe, some people are in between. Okay, let me show you how I usually tell people whether Bitcoin is valuable. I try to explain it from a perspective of an intrinsic value of Bitcoin. So for me, here are three simple ways you can think about it. Now, Fawaz shared a different way about the energy used to obtain it. That's absolutely fine. You can use that way. I'm going to share three ways of my own that I usually share with people to have a simple way of understanding. Firstly, Bitcoin is very similar to gold, right? In fact, Bitcoin is nicknamed digital gold. Why do we say that? You see, gold has a very limited supply, right? There is no infinite supply of gold in the world today, right? If you think about it, gold is limited. You cannot find gold in my hair, on the table, whatever. If we could, gold wouldn't be valuable, right? If everybody had so much gold, it will have no value. Because gold is scarce and limited, it has more value and there's a lot of demand for it. So similarly, Bitcoin is also limited. There will only be 21 million Bitcoins ever created in the world. And so it has a limited supply. Secondly, Bitcoin functions similarly to a payment method. As I showed you earlier, some payment methods are very slow and they cost money, take 2 to 3 days, but Bitcoin can be faster and much cheaper. From Luno to Luno, Bitcoin transfer is free, right? So it works like a payment method as well, that it can be faster, easier, and cheaper. This gives it usefulness, right? Bitcoin can be used. Lastly, Bitcoin is similar to the internet. No single individual controls Bitcoin, right? It's not controlled by a single company or government. Anybody with the internet connection can join the Bitcoin network and use it for whatever they want, right? So that's what makes Bitcoin quite special. Now, what do people use Bitcoin for? Some people want more privacy, so they use Bitcoin because when you use a Bitcoin wallet and address, you don't see a person's name or house address or number. You just see a address, and the Bitcoin address is just a collection of numbers and letters, right? Some people, they want to do trading, right? They want to make more money as fast as they can. But you have to be careful because if you make mistakes, you can lose a lot of money as well. Most of us, including myself, we mostly use Bitcoin to diversify our investment portfolio. Now, all of you guys here under the BYIC Club, or this organized by the BYIC, which is the Young Investor Club, Bursa Young Investor Club, which is wonderful, which is great. It means all of you here are with the objective of investing. And so Bitcoin is a possible option for you to consider investing, right? Now, if you want to talk about Bitcoin as an investment, we have to understand how does Bitcoin look? How do we look at Bitcoin as an asset, right? As an asset, is it an asset or not? Some people say yes, some people say no. But let's look at an example. This is a chart from last year where institutional investors, so companies, are buying lots and lots of Bitcoin, lots. So there's one company, a MicroStrategy, Tesla, Galaxy Digital, Voyager. They are buying millions and millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. Now, the big question here is why? 10 years ago, nobody was buying Bitcoin like this, right? Companies were not buying 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Suddenly today, they're all buying so much. Why are they buying? Why are they buying? It's possible that they've done their research and they now view Bitcoin as something that is valuable to hold, an asset that has value, right? And so those days, people didn't think. In 2017, I thought Bitcoin had no value. And then as I did more research and I understood better, I realized, you know what? I think Bitcoin does have some value. And that's why I chose to invest in it. Now, as an emerging asset class, crypto is still very small. So if you look at the crypto market, it's about 2 to 3 trillion ringgit, Bitcoin, just Bitcoin alone. This means that if you take all the Bitcoin, the value of all the Bitcoin in the world is about 3 trillion ringgit. The value of all crypto in the world is only about 8 trillion ringgit. The value of gold in the world is 44 trillion. It's a much bigger circle. And then the value of the global stock market is 300 trillion ringgit or more, right? So as you can see, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is very much still an emerging asset class, as we say. It's still very small. We're still growing day by day. In fact, Bitcoin is only about what 13 years, 13, 14 years. It's not been around for a long time. There are some stock companies that have been around for 400 years, right? So it's hard to make a direct comparison, especially if something is still very young and has a lot of room to grow, as we say. Now, a quick note about price, right? Bitcoin price. People often say that price is very volatile. One day up, boom, one day crash, and then go up again, right? Price is a function of supply and demand. Any economic student can tell you this, right? Price is just supply and demand, supply and demand, supply and demand. That's it. There's only two things that determine price. Now, you might say that market sentiment has an effect. Yes, that's true to a certain extent in terms of sentiment, right? For example, if Elon Musk tweets about Bitcoin, suddenly the price go up, right? Or if China banned Bitcoin, suddenly the price drop, right? So yes, that can affect. But at the end of the day, it comes from supply and demand. It's either demand going up, demand going down, or whatever, right? So I want you to understand this difference between value and price. The value of Bitcoin is that it's limited, like gold. It is like a payment system, very useful. And it's also like the internet, decentralized. That's the three things that give Bitcoin its value, among other explanations. Price, however, is a separate thing. So if the price of Bitcoin goes up or the price of Bitcoin goes down, it's not the same as the value. I'll give you a simple example. Let's say you have two apples. One apple you buy from Tesco. The other apple you go to Pavilion Bukit Jalil and you buy from Pavilion. Which apple is more expensive? Probably the Pavilion apple. Maybe it's worth 5 ringgit. The Tesco apple, maybe 1 ringgit. Think about it. Apple is the same, right? Red color, same shape, same fruit, same vitamin, same mineral, same value, but different prices. Why? Because the supply and demand in Tesco and the supply and demand in the market of Pavilion is different. So when people say, oh, the price of Bitcoin is crashing, I say, why do you say crashing? Why don't you just say it's up or it's down? Why do you say crashing? I always tell people, if you go to Uniqlo, you go Uniqlo, and let's say they have 30% discount. Do people go to Uniqlo shop 30% discount and they say, oh my God, Uniqlo price is crashing. Guys, Uniqlo is dead. Sell your clothes. Take out all your clothes and sell because Uniqlo is dying. 30% discount. Of course not. You go and you say, wow, 30% discount. Come on, everybody come to Uniqlo. Buy, 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 buy. But when Bitcoin price dropped 30%, oh my God, Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin is dying, right? So it's a very different mentality people have when it comes to Bitcoin or other assets. My opinion is that if you understand the value of Bitcoin hasn't changed, this graph doesn't show you any value of Bitcoin. It just shows you the price. Price and value are two separate things. So that's how I usually explain it to people. And if you think about Bitcoin, remember Bitcoin is just a small circle. It's a small swimming pool. In a small swimming pool, when you jump inside, the water splash everywhere on everybody. But in a big ocean, like the global stock market, even if the whale jump inside, the water will splash there, but it won't affect other people in the ocean because it's a very big area. And so cryptocurrencies are still very small and therefore they're very volatile. When someone moves in the crypto market, the whole market moves. Bitcoin drop, everything drop, right? And so it's like a small swimming pool splash versus a big swimming pool splash. So just keep that perspective in mind, right? If you want to learn more about crypto and Bitcoin and all that, we actually have a Luno learning platform, which we are slowly revamping, where you can actually learn about the basics of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin as well. Now, a quick note on the regulation of digital assets in Malaysia. Okay, I want to ask a question. Please write inside the chat. Is Bitcoin legal in Malaysia? Yes or no? Okay, let me see some of the answers. Is Bitcoin legal in Malaysia? Yes or no? Okay, some say yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Brian said was illegal. Really? Penglin said yes. Sangeeta said no. Oh, yes, yes, yes. No, but I think Luno legal. No Shazwani. Okay, good. So, thank you for your opinions. Let me now clarify. Okay, now you're going to hear it from Luno Malaysia itself, right? Well, from Ross's mouth representing Luno Malaysia. Okay, so when we talk about regulation of digital assets in Malaysia, right? Is it legal? Is it illegal? Is it Sharia? Is it non-Sharia? Right? So I know there are some Muslims here. I'll also cover a little note on that. So, are cryptocurrencies legal in Malaysia? Yes, under certain conditions. Let me explain. There are two guidelines here. One is by Bank Negara Malaysia. Bank Negara Malaysia is concerned with two things: anti-money laundering and the counter-financing of terrorism. Bank Negara is very concerned if people are taking illegal money, like let's say selling drugs and earning money and then using that and trying to make it clean money and then using that in the system. They don't like that. That's called money laundering. Or financing terrorism, like you got money and you want to send it to a terrorist organization. Very bad. Bank Negara is very concerned. And so they have certain guidelines in place to reduce this from happening, right? To prevent this from happening. So Luno follows these guidelines. Luno follows these guidelines very strictly. And one of the ways that we do so is through something known as KYC. Anybody heard of KYC before? It stands for Know Your Customer. When you sign up for a bank account or a Luno account or some kind of financial account, we always need to know your name, your IC, your address. You have to take a selfie. You have to show us a picture of your IC on the app, right? These are the ways that we do KYC so that we follow the guidelines by Bank Negara, right? Secondly, we also have guidelines by what is known as Suruhanjaya Security Commission Malaysia, right? The Securities Commission. They have a guideline to ensure that Luno as a cryptocurrency platform operates in the correct way, right? They audit the platform. They make sure that we don't touch your money purposely, right? We keep it in a trustee account. It is safe. Our platform is secure. So Securities Commission will give us a license to operate as long as we check all the check boxes on their guidelines. If we don't fulfill, they won't give license, right? Only when you fulfill, yes, they will say you are licensed and regulated. You can offer cryptocurrency legally to Malaysians. So actually, Malaysia's first fully approved crypto wallet was Luno. We were the first to get it in the year 2019, right? Before 2019, there were no regulation. Then we fought for regulation, and finally we got it in 2019. And Luno is very proud, to be able to achieve that achievement, to get that achievement, right? To be the first fully approved cryptocurrency wallet, right? So yes, it is legal to buy, sell, trade, and store cryptocurrencies. Use a regulated platform such as Luno. However, cryptocurrency is not legal tender. What does that mean? That means Bank Negara Malaysia does not recognize Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to be used for buying and selling goods in Malaysia, right? If I go to the Nasi Lemak shop and I pay in Bitcoin, the Nasi Lemak uncle doesn't have to accept because it's not legal tender in Bank Negara's eyes, right? If I pay ringgit, he must accept because ringgit Malaysia is guaranteed by Bank Negara. But Bank Negara does not guarantee or does not declare as legal tender over crypto, which is why in Malaysia, like I said, crypto is usually used as investment purpose. We don't use it for buying and selling goods at the moment. Maybe in the future, things might change. Now, for those of you who are Muslim, I can also share that cryptocurrencies have been declared by the Sharia Advisory Council of the Securities Commission as permissible. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the word is harus in Sharia terminology. I could be wrong, but in English, I know I've been told it is permissible for Muslims to purchase under a regulated platform like Luno, right? So for those of you Muslim friends in the audience, you'll be happy to know that. Okay. Now, I cannot talk about all this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency without also really emphasizing the importance of cybersecurity. All of you guys are students. You may not have had, okay, question. How many of you have ever lost money in a scam before? You have ever been scammed before? Let me see. Just type yes if you've ever been scammed before. I have been scammed before. I've lost money in scams before. Or you ever click on a spam link and then kena redirect to some weird website trying to steal your money? Nobody kena. All good boys, good girls. Never. Fawa said almost been scammed. Okay. So I was going to say because someone said so kesian Zui, no money to lose. It's okay. You work hard. Okay, you work hard. Invest slowly. You are in the Young Investor Club. Okay, so invest your money slowly and then you have money. Now the problem is there's a lot of scams out there. And when you come into the cryptocurrency space, there is also a lot of scams. So you must be very careful. Please do not use password like ABC123. If you are using that, stop. Please don't go and click on gambling website, all these funny web links, right? They will steal your passwords from your computer. Please especially activate something called 2FA. What is 2FA? Two-factor authentication, right? Means that when you log in, you need to send a 6-digit code to your phone and then only you can enter. That way, scammers cannot hack your account from overseas or whatever because you have the 2FA. Very, very important, guys. Please practice good cybersecurity habits. Now, I've talked about Bitcoin, the value as an asset class, as an investment. How can you get started? You can either receive Bitcoin from people. So for example, if you win today's Kahoot Quiz, I'll be doing a quiz later, you win the quiz, I'll give you free 50 ringgit Bitcoin to the top 3 winners, right? Or you can buy Bitcoin from the Luno exchange or other regulated exchanges, or you can mine it. Now, I have friends who mine Bitcoin. It is a little bit expensive, so I don't recommend it, especially if you don't have a lot of money. And it requires a little bit of more complex knowledge because you have to know how to connect to the Bitcoin network. But I know people who do it, right? But it is expensive because it takes a lot of electricity. So don't do it unless you know exactly what you're doing. The easiest way is to just buy it, right? Just to buy it. Now, how do you do it safely? How do you buy Bitcoin safely? Sign up at a regulated exchange. There are 4 regulated exchanges by the Securities Commission in Malaysia. Luno, Tokenize, Synergy, MX Global, right? There are 4 of them. All of them are licensed, so you're safe to use them. I'm representing Luno, but you can use anyone. Verify your identity with your IC, with your selfie and all that. Deposit money into your wallet, okay, using your bank account, and then buy Bitcoin through an exchange. Now, important, when you deposit money, it must be your own name on the bank account. You cannot use your father's bank account, your mother's bank account, must be yours. And buy Bitcoin through the exchange with your ringgit. Quick question, is anybody here not from Malaysia? Are there any international students here today? Right? International students. Are any of them international here? Maybe there are. Okay, so there are a few international. Umi is international, Salma, Sausan. Okay, that's fine. So usually I would say for Malaysian students, right, you will use your IC, right, your identification card, your MyCard. For international students, can you sign up? Yes, you can. But you will use other documents like your passport or your residence permit or something like that, right? So you can sign up. Don't worry. This is not just for Malaysians. International students in Malaysia, as long as you're staying here and you're studying here, living here, you can sign up on the Luno exchange as well. This is what the Luno app looks like. We make it super easy, super user-friendly, so that anybody can start. Right? Anybody, you just click buy, you can get started. I have timed myself. It takes me just 2 to 3 minutes. I can deposit money instantly and start buying, right? It's really, really very easy to use, okay? Now, class, I've been talking a lot about the value of Bitcoin, where it came from, what it's used for, trading, investing, asset. It's a lot of talk. At the end of the day, no matter what I say, why should you care about crypto? Right? That's the real big question here. Why should you care? For 10, 20 years, nobody talked about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Suddenly, everybody's talking about it. Why should you care? Why should you care? So I'm going to share a personal story of mine. My grandmother, remember I talked about my grandmother earlier? She comes from a little village, a Portuguese village in Malacca. She grew up using this kind of phone, the dial phone. How many of you remember this phone? Tick, 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 tick. You have to put the phone in the finger in the circle, roll the circle around, tick, 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 roll the circle around, tick, 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 right? So this is the typical dial phone that many of our grandparents probably use. And that's all she knew. She never knew how to use a handphone, never learned how to use a smartphone. One day, my mother asked, hey, Amma, she called my grandmother, can you give me my handphone? I'm going out to buy some stuff. And my grandmother very slowly, very carefully came and brought my mother the aircon remote. And she thought this was the handphone. My mother got so frustrated. Ross, grandma doesn't know what the handphone is. Go and bring my handphone. She don't know. So I was laughing and I brought my mother's handphone. I laughed at that moment of childhood when I didn't, I saw that my grandmother got confused. She thought this was a handphone, because this is the only phone that she knows what. But now that I look back, I feel a bit sad. I feel a bit sad because my grandmother never evolved with the technology of her time. She never learned to use a smartphone. She never learned to video call me. How much nicer it would be if she could develop a better relationship with me and her grandson, sending me pictures, video calling me, chatting with me. But she never learned to embrace or evolve with the technology of her time. And she missed out on so many opportunities. And I think that was sad. Those days, if you want to listen to music, you have to burn a physical CD. Today, music has gone digital. Spotify is everything. You want a movie, you have to go and line up at the cinema, and it might get sold out, and you have to go and buy everything physically. Nowadays, you can watch movies from the comfort of your phone on Netflix. Those days, you want to read the news, you have to open a big newspaper, ask your parents for the newspaper. Nowadays, you can read digital news from every corner of the world, from the tips of your fingers. Those days, investing was very traditional, stocks lah, gold lah, forex lah. Students, are you ready to upgrade your finance to the next level? The world is becoming more and more digital. Don't you think that your finance should become digital too? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we have recapped, my personal story, how I changed from a skeptical person about Bitcoin. I thought it was a scam. Now I think it has value. to the evolution of money from barter to coins to cash to credit cards to e-wallet, and now we go into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Digital, decentralized currency. How does it work? By using a peer-to-peer network, we can transfer Bitcoin from one place to another place. Is it valuable? In our opinion, yes. It's similar to gold because it's limited. It's very useful as a payment system because it's efficient. And last but not the least, it is similar to the internet. It is decentralized, not controlled by one person. Regulations in Malaysia, yes, indeed, it is regulated under certain platforms like Luno, and it is also Sharia permissible. And okay, now we come to a time of quiz and prizes, but I believe I'm going to pass the time now to the MC. We were going to do a group picture, correct, Mr. MC?
Yes. So everyone, don't be shy. Please turn on your mic. So Brian, you can take over.
Okay.
Thank you, Chan Chong.
So don't leave, guys. There's a quiz with some prizes and all. So, don't leave yet. Why everybody leaving? So sad. Take picture, all scared. Confirm these people all not wearing clothes at home, right? That's why. Okay.
One more thing I want to remind you all, after taking a photo, please fill up the attendance form. Yes, let us know what's the part, how many participants have participated in our event. So, Brian, have you start?
Okay, in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So,
Okay,
pass the floor
fantastic.
to, yes, Mr. Ross, right?
Yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, everybody, we're going to play a quiz. We're going to play a quiz. So this quiz, very easy. I want everybody to open your phones, or your computer is fine. Everybody go to Kahoot, Kahoot.it, Kahoot.it. I'm sure you probably have done this before. As students, you're probably quite familiar with this. Okay, go to Kahoot.it, and the top 3 winners are going to win, 50 ringgit worth of Bitcoin each. Okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, I'm trying to load the Kahoot on my computer, but it's very, very slow. Wow, today my internet is really quite bad today. I do apologize for the delays. Let me share. Yeah, Carol, I wanted to ask you, do you own that NFT? If you do, I'll be very impressed. Okay, so can everybody see the screen here? I'm sharing 3628142. Everybody go Kahoot, put your number 362.
Yes, we can see your screen.
362, sorry. Please put your name as well. Please put your name, 3628142. 3628142. Okay, so everybody, when you enter the Kahoot, please put your name so that we can identify the winners. Don't put your funny names that I don't know what is it. We want to make sure that if you win, you get some prizes. Okay, I'll wait a few minutes. There are how many people in the chat? 57 people. So please, everybody, come in and join. If all of you can join, that'll be great. We've got Carol, Iqbal, Amu, Wani, Faiz, Anik, Userway, Mavwin, Tayin, Eng Tengling, Venus, Adlin, Sangeeta, Alicia, Nazrul, Arvia Praus, Sturdy Possum 14. Hello, Sturdy Possum 14. Is that the name that you registered with? Okay, never mind. Let's see who wins. 43 people. I'll wait another 30 seconds more. Everybody, please join. If you want to win some free Bitcoin today, make sure you join, okay? You got to answer correctly as well. Okay, another 30 seconds. Salma Samir, 46, 47. 20 seconds. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, MMU. Let's go to our Crypto 101 quiz for today. Remember, answer quickly and you get bonus points. Question number 1. What is the system of trading one object for another object called? The first system ever created. Is it currency, barter, finance, or trading? Answer carefully, answer carefully. The correct answer is jang, 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 jang. Remember, I told you my grandmother used this to survive when she was growing up. She grew her own vegetables and exchanged it for chicken eggs. It is the barter system, the barter system. All right, let's see who's in the lead. Faiz followed by Dev, Amu, Elisa, and Chung Seng. Question number 2. True or false? Regulated digital asset platforms like Luno do not provide financial advice. Is this statement true or is this statement false? I mentioned it early on in the first few slides, right? What do? Do I provide financial advice or do I provide just education and awareness? All right, so the correct answer is indeed jang, 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 true, right? Platforms like Luno do not provide financial advice. If you need financial advice, please consult a licensed financial advisor. All right, next question. Amu is in the lead. Multiple select, so you can choose more than one correct answer. Bitcoin is, which one? Choose all the correct ones, all the correct ones. Is it centralized, digital, currency, or decentralized, right? Bitcoin is what? I'll give you a hint. 1 is wrong, 3 are correct. But which one? Jang, jang, jang. The correct answer is... The correct answer is blue, yellow, and green, right? Digital, currency, and decentralized. Okay. Centralized is incorrect because Bitcoin is not centralized. Fawaz has taken the lead. Next question. Multiple select, so you can choose more than one answer. In a decentralized network, everyone should have the ... Everyone should have the ... What is it? Jang, jang, jang. All right, what is the correct answer? The answer is the same record of transaction. Oh, wow, a lot of you got it right. And the same copy of data. Not the same address, right? Every person, if you do a Bitcoin transaction, each person has their own address. But in a decentralized network, everybody should have the same copy and the same record. Remember the chess example? That's a good example. The chess example, they're writing down the record of the game, right? What happens? Everybody must have the same record. That's how a decentralized network works. Fawaz has taken lead. Faiz has come back. Eng Teng Ling, Amu, and Yubin. All right. Question number 5. Once a Bitcoin transaction is confirmed, it cannot be edited. Is this true or is it false? All right. True or false? I used a specific word for this. I used the word immutable. Immutable. Right? Immutable means cannot be edited, right? Cannot be edited. Once a transaction is confirmed, it cannot be changed until the end of time. Question number 6. Multiple select, choose more than one answer. The blockchain is jang, jang, jang. A type of crypto, the technology that supports crypto, a digital record, or a ledger with all transactions, right? The blockchain is, choose the ones that are most correct. Okay, I can give you a hint. 1 is wrong, 3 are correct. But which one is it? Jang, jang, jang. The correct answer is technology, ledger, and also digital record. Type of crypto is wrong, right? A blockchain is not a type of crypto. Crypto is built on top of the blockchain. NFTs, you've probably heard of. NFTs are built on top of the blockchain. Wow, Tenglin is trying to steal the place from Fawaz. Will Fawaz be able to hold it? Let's see. Question number 7, true or false? Bitcoin's value depends on gold. Does it depend on gold? Remember I said Bitcoin is digital gold, but does it depend on gold? So gold price go up, Bitcoin go up. Is that correct? Did I say that? Ooh, well, if you are paying close attention during my slides, then you would know the answer. The answer is false, right? Bitcoin's value does not depend on gold. Bitcoin is compared to gold because gold is a simple example and oftentimes easy for people to understand. That's why Bitcoin is called digital gold, but it does not depend on gold. It is a different asset altogether. Fawaz is still holding the lead. Last 2 questions. Question number 8, multiple select. So choose more than one answer. Which organizations regulate crypto in Malaysia? Please read the spelling carefully before you answer. Is it the Security Commission, the Securities Commission, Bank Negara Malaysia, or the Anti-Money Laundering Committee? Which one is it? The correct answer goes to... There are two correct answers. Remember, I told you two organizations provide some regulatory framework. It is the Securities Commission, TIES, and Bank Negara Malaysia. There is no Anti-Money Laundering Committee. It is an anti-money laundering guideline. Remember, I showed you the picture of that booklet. It's a guideline, not the committee. The committee is Bank Negara Malaysia. And Security Commission was a trick question. The spelling is TIES, not TY. Okay. Oh no, Tanglin, where have you gone? Fawaz, Amu, Sausan, Previn, and Chung Seng are in the lead. Question number 9. Multiple select. Choose more than one correct answer. How can you increase your cybersecurity? Choose all the options which are accurate. Should you use a strong, unique password? Should you use two-factor authentication? Should you never share your login details with others? Or should you go and browse gambling websites? Which one is the most appropriate answer here? Hey, one person put browse gambling websites. Hello. Do not browse gambling websites. Okay, majority of you are good. Stay safe online, okay, guys? Last question for today is a bonus question. Are you ready to upgrade your finance? What do you say, MMU? Yes, yes, yes. OMG, yes. Okay, all answers are correct. You can just choose one, whichever answer you like. And let's see the final scores. Who do you guys think won? It was quite an interesting match. A lot of changes here and there. All right, virtual round of applause for place number 3, Sosan or Sosan. I'm not sure how I'm pronouncing it correctly. Amu, second place, and first place with 10 out of 10 correct answers goes to, I think we all know, Fawaz. Congratulations, Fawaz, Sosan, and Amu. And run-ups were Chun Seng and Previn. Congratulations to all of you. Prizes of 50 ringgit worth of free Bitcoin for the top 3 winners. Congrats, congrats, congrats. All right, let's go back to my slides. Before I go to Q&A, let me just show you this. I've actually prepared a special code, a promo code for all of you at MMU. So you can get, I know many of you here have never bought crypto before. So we want to encourage students and new people to come into the platform. And so you can take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot of this page just to save it. So for those of you who've never downloaded Luno before, go ahead and download the app. Verify your identity, key in the promo code Luno MMU, buy 100 ringgit worth of any cryptocurrency you want in the app, and then you'll get automatically deposited into your account 25 ringgit of Bitcoin free. Please take a screenshot of this and you can share it with your friends, or you can use it for yourself. It is limited and also expires on the 31st of March. So you need to use this code quickly before it expires, okay? It's limited, yeah? So first come, first serve, please go and redeem it. And now, okay, I think before the feedback form, let's go to a time of Q&A, right? A time of Q&A. So I will be happy to take questions from the audience. The time is 3:54. We ran a little bit over time, but I'll take a few questions and answer them as well as I can. You can write your questions into the chat, or if you want to raise your hand and unmute yourself, feel free to do so. Okay, feel free to do so. Would anyone like to start asking any questions about crypto? Or Luno, or my history, or my hair? Anik Nakidin is asking, what do you think about XRP? So XRP is one of the cryptocurrencies that's offered under Luno's platform. So there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, right? 5. XRP, in my opinion, is very useful because it allows for the fast transaction speeds in the crypto world. In fact, it's also very cheap. When transferring things like Bitcoin and Ethereum especially can be the most expensive. But let's say you want to transfer money very quickly overseas, XRP is actually really good. And so XRP is the Ripple network, which is XRP is built on, is very good for these kind of international transfers. Personally, I don't own XRP because I prefer other kinds of crypto. But you know, many people in Malaysia buy, sell, and they trade XRP. They like to trade XRP. Okay, so Manoj said, let's say I obtain a good amount of money. Do I need to pay income taxes? Very good question, Manoj. Income tax about crypto. First of all, I'm not an income tax advisor. So what I share is based on my limited knowledge. From what we know in Malaysia, if you buy crypto for the long term, let's say you buy in January and you sell in December and you make 300% profit, you don't have to pay any tax, because in Malaysia, that is called capital gains, long-term capital gain. Buy in January, sell it a few months later, no need to pay tax. If you are a trader, Manoj, that means you buy, sell, every day buy, sell, and you're actively trading to make a profit, then you need to pay tax on your profits. Okay, so because trading is a business activity, you're doing it to make money. Business activity is taxed in Malaysia. Capital gains, you buy, long-term sell later on, no need to pay tax. It's like buying stocks, right? Buying stocks for the long term, 20 years, you don't have to pay tax in Malaysia so far. However, in the future, could things change? Possible. Deva Kumaran asks, how do we choose which cryptocurrency to invest? Deva Kumaran, excellent question. Let me share my screen. So if you go to Luno, for example, the best thing to do, and what we have a saying in the world of crypto, it's called DYOR. Do your own research. So if you look at discover.luno.com, that's our educational portal under basics, introduction to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin basics, Ethereum basics for the pros, Bitcoin Cash, whatever. Where did money come from? How to invest, right? So if you go to Bitcoin basics, what is Bitcoin mining? How is it created? Read all the articles there, and I guarantee you, you will have more knowledge than most of people around your age, right? If you don't study, if you don't research, if you don't learn, you also won't understand, you won't know what to invest. Same like my problem in 2017. I didn't read enough, I didn't understand enough, and so I didn't invest. I invested after I understood, when it made sense to me. That's when I started investing in cryptocurrency. So my advice to you is, how do you know what to invest in? Do your own research first. Make up the decision. It's same with any investment. You want to invest in a company, you want to buy stocks, what do? Read the company profile, understand the PE ratio, cash flow, are they in debt? Do they have dividends? These are the things that you research and understand before you invest. Same with crypto. Research and understand, right? Then you invest. Wu Kayin asking, is Pi a cryptocurrency? The Pi network is considered by most people as a scam. I'm not so familiar with what they do. I would avoid it, because I think a lot of people in the industry look at it as some sort of a scam, because there's no value to it. It is worth, as far as I'm aware, zero, right? I think it's one where you click a button on your phone and they claim that you're mining cryptocurrency, and they claim it's a cryptocurrency. Well, one day, maybe if they use it, globally and internationally, and it has usefulness, then could be 10 years down the road. But for the time being, as far as I'm aware, I don't use it, so I can't comment too much on that. I would avoid it if you can. Read up a bit about it online and see whether it's actually a legitimate project or not. Fawaz said, for non-IT related students, any advice for understanding crypto at a deeper level? Okay, I can give you one thing that you can do, is that you need to start learning how to code. If you really want to understand crypto at a deeper level, you need to start coding just a little bit. There's a nice website you can use, actually. If you go here, where you can learn like coding in a fun way, it's called Crypto Zombies. Crypto Zombies is a website where you can learn something called Solidity, which is how to code on the Ethereum blockchain. It's completely free, and it's really quite fun. It's like you create this zombie game, right? Like a zombie game. You know how people are all talking about NFTs and creating NFTs? Yeah, you kind of like create your own zombie NFT in the game and stuff like that. Pretty cool. I've done a little bit. It's not too difficult to understand. Another thing that you can do is you can read the Bitcoin white paper. Honestly, if you can read the Bitcoin white paper, I think it puts you, white paper, I should explain. A white paper is a technical document that explains everything about a particular cryptocurrency. So if you type Bitcoin white paper online, you will see it's like it's a 9-page document. It's 9 pages, 9-page document that has transformed the entire finance system. 9 pages that transform the world. Can you imagine all of us work so hard to write documents worth 50,000 words, 20, 30 pages? This guy made a 9-page document describing how Bitcoin works that has completely transformed the whole world of finance. I think that just, it's quite incredible when you think about it, right? So for non-IT students, you want to read the Bitcoin white paper. It's all written in English. It can be quite complex. My advice would be, every time you see a word you don't understand, highlight it, Google it, understand the word, come back to the document, read it again. Even I struggle at some points in this document. It's not easy. Is there a limit to invest in? Umi is asking, is there a limit to invest? I don't think so. Umi, if you have the money, go and invest, right? But don't put all your savings in one basket, right? That's bad finance advice. Good financial advice is to diversify your portfolio, right? The minimum, by the way, to start in Luno is just as low as RM1. There's no maximum. You can invest as much as you want. Carol is asking, is cryptocurrency having the fluidity on trade because not every country legalizes it as a proper payment method? Okay, Carol, there are two things there. Trading and payments are two separate things. Okay, two separate things. Trading is just on that trading platform, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. It has nothing to do with payments. Payments is when you want to buy goods and services in the world, right? You want to buy goods and services in the world. Trading, payments, two separate things. In Malaysia, trading is just for Malaysians on Luno, for example. It's just Malaysians trading with each other, right? As more Malaysians come in, the trading will become more liquid and more fluid. Linga Ruben is asking, can Bitcoin become energy efficient like consuming less energy? Bitcoin is actually becoming more and more energy efficient because, energy efficient is a little bit harder, Energy, in terms of renewable energy, yes, because Bitcoin miners tend to prefer renewable energy. So they're going to countries with more like hydroelectric power, solar power and stuff like that because renewable energy is easier. In terms of energy efficiency, it's a bit tough. The reason why is because to mine and process the Bitcoin network requires a lot of computer power. And as more processing goes on, more power is required. So energy efficiency is not a strong point of Bitcoin. It requires a lot of energy to run, right? However, the best alternative is to use renewable energy resources. That helps the network. What's the difference between Binance and Luno? Why is one banned in Malaysia and not the other? Sausan, that's an excellent question. Some of you may have heard that, there was a company called Binance, big crypto company that got banned in Malaysia. Why? Binance got banned in Malaysia because they are not regulated under the Securities Commission of Malaysia. Let's see if I can find it for you. Securities Commission list of... Because you see, in order to operate in Malaysia, you have to be licensed, right? You have to be licensed. If you don't obtain a license, then you're operating illegally in Malaysia, right? It's not legal. So in order to obtain a license, you need to go to the SC and go and follow their rules and requirements. Binance does not follow their rules and requirements, right? So if you look at this page in the Securities Commission, it's called the Investor Alert List. Investor Alert List. This is a page that where the Securities Commission writes down and shows people, what are the investment platforms which are not approved in Malaysia. And if you type Binance, you'll see a lot of Binance and Binance. There, see, Binance is here. www.binance.com. Operating a recognized market without authorization from the Securities Commission. If you can see that, let me zoom in. So if you go online, you can see that it's written here that they're operating without license, without authorization. That's why they got banned. If they want to get approved in Malaysia, they just have to go and apply for the license and operate within the scope of the regulatory laws, right? And if they can do that, then no problem. Luno was the first to go and get the license. That's why we are operating in Malaysia happily, and we're happy to bring more users because we're safe, we're audited, we're secure, and the Securities Commission has told all Malaysians, hey guys, Luno is safe. You can trust them. So that's why people can invest safely in Luno. Linga Ruben asked, what will Bitcoin look like in 20, 30 years? Ask me this question 20 years from now. If anybody tells you, listen carefully, students, if anybody tells you that they know exactly what's going to happen to Bitcoin in 20 years, or they know what the price of Bitcoin will be, please close your ears and tell them to keep quiet because they're lying to you. Nobody knows the future. If you know the future, you are God. Okay, you're God. Nobody knows the price of Bitcoin tomorrow. If you know the price of Bitcoin tomorrow, you're God. Everybody is just making a guess. Everybody's just trying their best. But nobody knows for sure. So always be aware of that, right? Always do your own research, come up with your own conclusions. Always, and that's also why I say good financial advice, don't put all your money in one place, right? That's not responsible. Bitcoin is still very young. It's only 13, 14 years old. Nobody knows what's going to happen to Bitcoin in 20 years. Will it continue to grow? I certainly hope so. Will something else better come along the ways? Who knows? Technology is always evolving. 20 years ago, we didn't have Bitcoin. Today we do. 20 years from now, what will we have next? Maybe Afrocoin. I don't know. All right. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, those are some great questions you guys have been asking. Thank you so much. Let me just share my last screen, which is my feedback form. So if you could kindly help me, all of you, I think there are about 50 people left. Please put in some feedback for me. Let me put the feedback form Google link here. So I'll put the Google link here. Please, you can also scan this QR code if you could help me, please. Someone raised their hand. Someone named Cor. Cor, you wanted to ask me a question, is it? Was there a question someone wanted to ask? No? All okay? Okay, there's a Google link form over there. If you could kindly help me scan the QR code and fill up the feedback form. It'll just take 2-3 minutes so that I can continue to improve and bring better content for you guys. So MMU, if you want to invite me again, I'm happy to come. In fact, MMU, I would love to start a crypto club or some kind of club that's interested in crypto, and we, Luno can sponsor some material, support you guys. So if any of the investor club people here, you want to include crypto, or you want Luno to come and partner with you guys, please let me know. I'm looking to start some small crypto clubs in universities this year to really push crypto education, especially to students, because I think you guys really need to be aware and be prepared for the future. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much, and a very, very big thank you to all of the committee for inviting me. I really appreciate it. I'm always so excited to share about crypto with everybody. So I'm very thankful for this opportunity. Okay, Mr. MC, I pass it to you.
Yes,
Daniel.
thank you, Mr. Ross. So we appreciate what you have shared to us. So it's a nice session to all of us, and we get the precious knowledge from you. So for the 3 winner, congratulations. We have won the Bitcoin worth of RM50 ringgit. For the winner, please drop the DM to our official BYIC Instagram page to give us your details so Mr. Ross can transfer Bitcoin to you.
Yep.
Before we end this session, there is a small request from me. Do pay attention to what I'm about to announce right now. So BYIC is organizing Crypto Create, a logo design competition. You can see right now the screen. This is the poster. We are going to launch the event in 21st February to 3rd of March. Venue or platform at BYIC official Instagram page. Price totaling 500 ringgit. We'll be giving up to lucky winners. This competition is only for MMU students. For further details, please browse through our Instagram page to know more about Crypto Create or text our event director via WhatsApp. Our event director is Brian. He will assist you if you have any question. So once again, thank you, Mr. Ross Stephenson, for sharing with us the basic knowledge about cryptocurrency. So I hope this knowledge will benefit all participants who joined us today. Before we end the session, please do us a favor, hold on, by filling up the feedback form posted by my fellow committee members in chat box, or you can scan the feedback form again. So this is a BYIC feedback form. So it will really help us in the future events, what we need to improve and what we want us to do in the future. So this really help us. We will gather this feedback form from all the participants in order to improve our event ahead. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ross, too. So it's a
Thank
nice
you so much,
event.
everybody. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. It was nice meeting you guys.
Yes. So have a nice day, everyone.
Bye-bye.